Now we are going to see about the quadratic residues, quadratic reciprocity, and Jacobi symbol. So these concepts come under the concept of Unit 4 in number theory. So first, modulo arithmetic. Actually, modulo arithmetic, the last thing is we have studied this one. Modulo arithmetic is a helpful way to look at the properties of general numbers. We say A is congruent to B mod C. On what basis we'll be saying? We'll be saying under the condition of if C divides A minus B, otherwise A minus B is a multiple of C. And what is another way of putting it is that both A and B have the same remainder when divided by C. This is also another way of expressing the congruency. Another way of putting is that is nothing but both A and B will be having the same remainder when divided by C. Okay, next. So 122 is congruent to 45 mod 11. If I divide this 122 by 11, so what will I get? 11 11 so 121, remainder is equal to 1. Same thing, if I divide this 45 by 11, I'm getting 11 fours are 44, the remainder is equal to 1. Next. This we have studied, yesterday itself we have seen this one. A is congruent to B mod C and P congruent to Q mod C. Okay. This is A plus B congruent to B plus Q mod C. That is, we have studied this in the second unit, theorems. And A is congruent to B mod C and P is congruent to Q mod C means its product. AP is congruent to BQ mod C. Then this in terms of powers, if A is congruent to B mod C, then A power R is congruent to B power R mod C. Next. One equation that has fascinated mathematicians is x square is congruent to A mod P, where P is prime. And at the same time, this A is not divisible by P. A is not divisible by P. Hence, for what values of A does this have solutions? For what values of A, this will be having the solutions. Let us try for P is equal to 7. In the place of P, let us go for 7. So now we have to check whether this x square congruent to 1 mod 7 have a solution. Just we are checking. For what values of A, we're going to check, we'll be having the solutions. So first we are taking for A is equal to 1 and P is equal to 7. So x is equal to 1. So x is equal to 1. So here x square is congruent to 1 mod 7 means then what is the value for x then? X is nothing but 1. 1 will do. That's all. No other values. Then does x square equal to A mod 7 have a solution for other values of A? Trying out for x is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yields the values of 4, 2, 2, 4, 1 mod 7. So the equation x square is congruent to A mod 7 is solvable only for A is equal to 1, 2 and 4. So only for this values for A is equal to 1, 2 and 4, I'll be having the equation, the given equation is solvable. So x square is equal to, x square congruent to A mod 7 is solvable only for A is equal to 1, 2 and 4. When A is equal to 1, I'm having the solution. When A is equal to 2, I'm having the solution. A is equal to 4, I'm having the solution. Satisfying the solution over there. Okay. So x square. So whenever x is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, it is the values of 4, 2. That is A is equal to 4, 2 and 1. Only these three values are possible for A. Satisfying the condition that x square is congruent to A mod 7. Hence, we call these values A values. We call the values 1, 2 and 4 as the quadratic residues of 7. It's a mod 7, is it not? So for this modulus value, we call this as quadratic residues. So 1, 2 and 4 are known to be the quadratic residues of 7. And what about the remaining numbers 3, 5 and 6 are the quadratic non-residues of 7 since it doesn't satisfy the equation. So 1, 3, 5 and 6 are the quadratic non-residues, and these are the values 1, 2 and 4 which satisfying the solution, satisfying the equation are known to be the quadratic residues of 7. Next. It turns out that for any odd prime number p, there are always quadratic residues and non-residues. Okay, for any odd prime p, it's not for generally prime number, it's not given. It's for any odd prime p, there are always quadratic residues and non-residues. So, how many quadratic residues are there? P minus 1 by 2 quadratic residues. Then again, P minus 1 by 2 non-residues. So what is meant by quadratic residue? So from that example, we are just framing the definition here. Y is a quadratic residue mod n if there exists x in Zn asterisk such that x square is congruent to y mod n. X square is congruent to y mod n. So this is nothing but modulus of n. Is it not? Modulus of Zn. Okay. So here I want to say y is a quadratic residue. Y is a quadratic residue mod n if there exists x in Zn asterisk such that x square is congruent to y mod n. That is, what is the meaning? Y has a square root in Zn asterisk. Y should have a square root in Zn asterisk. So what is the claim here? Next, we are going to claim something. For any prime number p, every quadratic residue has exactly two square roots, x and minus x mod p. For any prime number, so what is going here? Y has a square root, is it not? But here, what is it here? Every quadratic residue, it will be having exactly two square roots. One is x and another one is minus x mod p. So what is the proof given here? If x square is equal to u square mod p, then I can write this as x square minus u square is equal to 0. So what is the x square minus u square? A square minus b square formula is a plus b into a minus b. Same thing, x plus u into x minus u is equal to 0 mod p. So either this p divides x minus u or p divides x plus u. So if p divides x minus u, x's will be equal to u. If p divides x plus u means x value will be minus u. Therefore, it has exactly two square roots. One is x and another one is minus x. That is, x is equal to u is one root and another root is x is equal to minus u. That's all. So, every quadratic residue, it has only exactly two square roots. One is x and another one is minus x mod p. Next. So, from this, what can I say? If x square is congruent to 1 mod p, then x value will be either it will be equal to 1 or minus 1. For any prime p and g is a generator, g per k is a quadratic residue. If and only if k is an even. K is an even. That's all. So what is given here? Given zp asterisk is equal to 1 g square, g cube and so on, g per p minus 2. So all the even powers of g are quadratic residues and all the odd powers are not the quadratic residue. The legendary symbol, okay, given here legendary symbol. The next slide we can see it in detail. Legendary symbol a by p is equal to 1 if a is a quadratic residue mod p, and its value is equal to minus 1 if a is not a quadratic residue mod p. Same thing. Equal to 1, equal to minus 1. So equal to 1 means it's a quadratic residue, and if it is equal to minus 1, it's not a quadratic residue mod p. For any prime p and a in zp asterisk, a by p is equal to a for p minus 1 by 2 mod p. We know that zp asterisk is cyclic, and a is equal to g power k for some k generators. If k is even, then let k is equal to 2m, a power p minus 1 by 2 is equal to g power p minus 1 by m, that is equal to 1. Okay, it's even. And again, if k is odd, let k equal to 2m plus 1. So a power p minus 1 by 2 is equal to g power p minus 1 by 2, that is equal to minus 1. So what is the reason given here? This is the square root of 1. And g power p minus 1 by 2, here 1, since order of g is p minus 1 by 2. Okay, but 1 has 2 square roots. But hence here the only solution is minus 1 alone. The minus 1 solution is minus 1 alone. So generally what can you say here? If n is a prime number, then a power n minus 1 by 2 is equal to 1 or minus 1. If we find a power n minus 1 by 2 is not 1 means, not 1 and minus 1 means, then n is composite. That's all. So if n is a prime number means, then either it will be a power n minus 1 by 2 will be equal to 1, otherwise minus 1. Suppose if this condition is not satisfied means, we can come to the conclusion that n is not a prime number. So it is naturally, it is a composite number. So introducing the legendary symbol, French mathematician from his cousin, Adrien Marie Legendre. His name, the legendary symbol is introduced. If P is an odd prime and A is not divisible by P, and A is not divisible by P, then A by P equal to 1 if A is a quadratic residue of P, and minus 1 if A is a quadratic non-residue of P. Quadratic non-residue of P. This is a legendary symbol. So actually, what are the properties of legendary symbol? A is congruent to B, P mod P implies A by P equal to B by P. So please be careful in this. A is congruent to B mod P implies A by P is equal to B by P. A square by P is equal to 1. And the next one is very, very important. AB by P is equal to A by P into B by P. A by P, B by P. Both are equal. At the same time, A square by P equal to 1. And here, A by P, I'm writing it as A by P and B by P. And we also have this one. You can have a glance. Minus 1 by P is equal to 1 if P is congruent to 1 mod 4 and P is equal, and minus 1 if P is congruent to 3 mod 4. Same thing for 2 by P also we are having the same concept over 8 modulos are 8. So generally symbol is 0 if A is equal to 0 mod P, A is congruent to 0 mod P, if A is congruent to B square mod P, and minus 1 otherwise. So just remember the statement of quadratic residue, a quadratic residue and not a quadratic residue. That's all. Jacobi symbol is nothing but the generalization of the legendary symbols. So n is equal to product of Pi power Ei. So A by P is defined in terms of I is equal to 1 to K A by Pi whole power Ei. Jacobi symbol is nothing but the generalization of the legendary symbol. Next. Law of quadratic reciprocity. Number theory, it is one of the most beautiful jewel they are just saying in the 19th century in number theory. This will be excellent actually. If P and Q are distinct odd primes, then P by Q equal to Q by P. If P is congruent to 1 mod 4 or if Q is congruent to 1 mod 4. And it is equal to minus Q by P if P is congruent to Q congruent to 3 mod 4. 3 mod 4. So combiningly, how we are giving here is A by P for all primes P. Just we are going to find the value for 111 by 31. 111 by 31. So triple 1 by 31, first of all, we are writing it as 3 into 37 by 31. And using the properties, we are writing it as 3 by 31, 37 by 31. And again, we are writing this product is, we are just, in first property, we have seen 3 by 31, writing it as 31 by 3. Again, 37 by 31. It becomes a 6 by 31 by one of the properties, which is just we have seen in the previous slide. So now, what we have here, yes, minus 1 by 3, 3 by 31, 2 by 31, that is equal to 31 by 3 into 1, that is equal to 1 by 3 equal to 1. This we are finding the answer for triple 1 by 31. So triple 1 by 31, we can write as 18 by 31. And 2 by 31, 9 by 31, 2 9s are 18, we can write it. Again, that is equal to 2 by 31, that is equal to 1. Just we can check the answer. 7 square equal to 49 is congruent to 18 mod 31. 397 by 757. Both are prime numbers. Here we're going for both are prime numbers. 297 the whole square is congruent to 397 mod 757. 397 mod 757. So the answer is 1. So here we have seen all the major concepts of quadratic residues, quadratic reciprocity, and Jacobi symbol. And from the legendary symbol, we're just talking about the Jacobi symbol. It's just nothing but the generalization of the Jacobi symbol. So the main concept here we discuss here is quadratic residues. It plays very, very important. And from that, we are just seeing the problems under the quadratic reciprocity. Thank you.